Nary a berry can be picked at Michigan's UPick Farms. Corn and soybean planting is ahead of schedule, and Michigan Ag Commodities' Chris Betts has your market update. I'm Janelle Brose, and this is Farm News 5.
Farm News 5 is brought to you by Ford.
As other sectors of the state's economy slowly begin to reopen, UPick farm operators are keeping a close eye on the governor's Michigan Safe Start plan. As of right now, orchards that offer UPick experiences for customers can't, leaving some to wonder if their crop will wind up dying on the vine.
To my mind, that's not too much different than opening up the nurseries and the garden store so that people can go buy plants to plant. You just have to. Normally, they'll try to restrict them and keep them in a small area so that they pick everything rather than wander. But they typically will assign individuals, you take this row, you take this row, you take this row, and just pick this row. And so they'd probably have to space them out just a little bit more.
Monroe County's Whitaker's Berry Farm is just one of the state's 200-plus UPick operations. They farm a total of 19 acres of strawberries, 40,000 quarts of which are dedicated to UPick, and their season is just weeks away.
We have all the same investments. We got straw, we got spraying, we got labor. All that's going to be here whether we have people come in or not, and we're going to have to do it all over again for next year. And so for us, there's really no decision. We got to be able to have UPick open.
And we are preparing for that. In answer to your question with COVID, we've ordered gloves, we've ordered masks for our employees, we've reserved hand washing stations. We're doing everything we can possibly do to prepare because the alternative is just not an option. And if we're just given the chance out here, guys, what better place to implement social distancing? We have a large farm. We can easily space people apart. We just need to be given the chance to do so.
We're kind of already set up for the COVID the way some of the rules would probably be, because we have kids that set people up out in the rows. We usually put people at least a row apart, so that's 8 foot apart. And we have a blue flag where they go and pick, and when they get done picking, they put the flag where they stop at, and then the next person comes in, the kids out in the field will set them up on that row to continue on. So we have a real good system out there.
The Whitakers say they work 9 months out of the year and make 90% of their annual income as part of the 3-week UPick strawberry season.
It's been our life to build this up, and we're seeing where this, if we're shut down, where we can't have people come in and even have the chance, it could end us. It's that important for us.
If you want a car from a company that's been building them for 115 years, get a Ford. If you want a car with driver assist technology, get a Ford. You're gonna want a Ford.
Corn and soybean planting in Michigan and across the country is well ahead of last year's pace. According to the USDA NASS May 4th Crop Progress Report, corn planting in Michigan is 11% complete, while soybean planting is well ahead of the 5-year average at 13% in the ground. This week, we traveled to Bath, Michigan for a planting progress update at Zeeb Farms. Pat Zeeb owns and operates the almost 1,000-acre 7th-generation Centennial Farm. He says they are well ahead of last year's planting pace.
Oh, we're way ahead of last year. I didn't start last year till the 14th of May, and I've already got, 350, 400 acres planted. Yeah, I got probably close to 3/4 of the corn planted already. That was all done in April. So right now it's just cold, and it's still sticky. And the corn ground that I don't have planted didn't get anything planted last year because it was wet, and hence it's sealed up a little bit, and I got to get a field cultivator or something through it so I can loosen it up so it'll dry out and warm up.
Zeeb was planting soybeans during our visit, and while he says soil temperatures weren't ideal, they were manageable.
Well, we're no-tilling soybeans with John Deere 750 no-till drill. This is the handiest tractor to make corners with, so this is the one that gets to pull the drill. I like drilling beans, planting about 200,000. and everybody tells you ought to be planting 130 or whatever, but I got a 50-some bushel average over the last 8 years. If it's not broke, I don't see any point in fixing it.
What happens when a road accident results in a hazardous waste spill? Contact attorney Dirk Beckwith at 248-539-9918 to learn the next steps.
The USDA plans to buy and distribute $470 million worth of food in the third quarter of this year. The department said it will purchase $20 million of U.S. tart cherries and $5 million of asparagus, in addition to purchases of dairy, pork, and turkey products. The move helps farmers whose supply chains have been disrupted because of the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as food banks who have seen an increase in the number of families needing food. Farmers across the state of Michigan experiencing stress or mental health issues can now connect with licensed therapists via Teletherapy. MSU Extension's Farm Stress program is piloting the program so farmers can participate in counseling sessions that are completed via video chat rather than the traditional face-to-face setting. Participating therapists will have a connection with the agricultural community and an understanding of farming practices and lifestyle. Farmers can access services by contacting MSU Extension Farm Stress educator Eric Karbowski. And now, from Michigan Ag Commodities with our weekly market report, here's Chris Betts.
Thanks, Janelle. Renewed optimism over economies starting to reopen has lent support across markets this week. Energies have made a nice recovery back off their April lows. Grains and oilseeds, however, have struggled to bounce off their lows as conditions have been good for U.S. planting, as well as for winter wheat. Exports have struggled to compete against South America, as is to be expected this time of year. There have been some dumpster diving Chinese purchases thanks to depressed U.S. values. It will be extremely difficult for China to meet its Phase 1 trade deal commitments at this point, a deal which has been strained as of late because of details surrounding China's handling of the coronavirus. For more market information, go to michag.com. With Michigan Agricultural Commodities, I'm Chris Betts.
For more news and video, visit MichiganFarmNews.com or the Michigan Farm Bureau channel on YouTube. With Farm News 5, I'm Janelle Brose. Have a great week of farming.